y'all. Okay, I came up with a few different things that I wanted to say because I've been thinking about it for a while. Like since I was talking to my mother about being a good influence on other people and certain things that I've always wanted to do, and how I attracted a larger, different demographic and audience, like, you know, with children and everything and that such, I always wanted, I'll say this. Ever since I was really little, I always wanted to be actually a very good influence on other people, and especially for younger children to look after, to to actually see as a role model or something of that nature for them to actually, come to or see, or to be enjoyful to actually look at as a leading person, like in their life, like how some people wouldn't have those type of people to look up to. So I always wanted to be a good representation for younger children and teaching things and all that. So I'm definitely going to take that into consideration to do for the rest of my life. I feel like the same way how I feel that adults in general should have that in them to want to help the next generation get better or to do different things than the older generation have. Certain elements of the older generation is bad, and certain not all of it, but it's still like certain elements, it can be in the wrong, some can be in the right, but it's just that you always pass on the right things to the, the younger generation. So I really like that. So I do want to say this about when people lead, because I did write this stuff down. I made sure to write this down beforehand so I wouldn't ramble off and talk too much. Okay, let me look this. What I think of like being a real leader or a representation or anyone of that much is that like being an actual real leader and talking about what needs to be said instead of just saying what everybody else says just to go along with it, just to act like you're a good person or looking like a good person when you're not actually that. Like, there's so many times when I would see people that would pretend to be leaders, but would actually be hiding all kinds of stuff about themselves or not even being accountable for their own certain actions. And I don't like that, like, when people would have that role model and feel disappointed afterwards and figuring out how they actually are. And I always want to just make sure to be as proper as possible, to always say what I actually mean, to say things that I've actually been through or gone through or any of that type of thing, just to be blunt and real with the actual people and children or my audience around me. Like, I'm not going to be the one covering up dirt or dumb stuff like that when it's not even needed. Because when people don't take accountability for their actions and they just go ahead and try to cover it up like it never happened or anything like that, they're going to cover it up and make it worse over time. It gets worse and worse and worse. And when you don't address a problem right then and there and just try to make it like go away or cover it up like it'll never be seen, it's going to come out. The truth always comes out. That's what I've always learned throughout my life. The truth never hides for real. It always comes out somehow, some way, no matter what, any type of decade, no matter how long it takes, the truth always comes out. And that's what I actually like about that, because you can't hinder or hide what actually needs to be said. Like the right thing, it always comes through. And you just got to make sure that you're the person that's on the right side. So I'm going to say that. And it's like, don't hiding your mistakes. You just have to learn from it and just move on. It's not bad to, like, some people are so afraid to be taken accountable for their actions or any type of thing of being like, oh my God, I did something bad, I should cover it up. No, talk about it. Say what you did wrong. It's okay. No one's gonna, come after you or nothing like any of this type of stuff. Like, people think they're gonna get this invisible crime thing, like they're going to jail, even when it's the smallest stuff, it makes no sense. So it's like, talk about it, get it out, say what you said, say the right things and just move on. It's okay. Like, cause some people get so scared to be accountable for their own actions. And I'm like, as long as you didn't kill nobody or some crazy stuff like that, I think you're pretty good. think you're on the right side. Especially like, but still, okay, let me just keep on saying about the leading part first before I really start talking about the topics. Cause it's like, okay, let me make sure. That's what I really did want to say about that, about the leading. Yeah, there we go. I think that's pretty much all that with the leading part. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I really want to state that as a obvious thing. So if anybody ever said anything about me, any type of whatever, you should know that it's probably a situation that I really don't even know about. Probably a lie, probably not, whatever. You know, it's like if you know that you did the right thing and you were accountable for it and you moved on, you shouldn't worry about certain problems. As long as you actually addressed it and owned up to your problems, it's okay. Because it's fine. That's how life is. It's always going to come up with some type of problem, some type of situation, some type of way, this and that. You don't fear of it. Don't get afraid of problems. They always come somehow. It happens. And I'm glad if you don't have too many problems or not. But people come find a way to do something crazy. But you just don't fear it. It's okay. And then about the fact of, and if you know that you are right and you know that you did the right things inside of that situation, you have nothing to worry about. You don't have to keep on talking about anything that makes you uncomfortable or any of that type of thing. Because if you know you did the right thing and you put your all into it, you can let that go. I'm just going to put that there. Okay, here's the main actual things I really wanted to talk about on this live. I wanted to get that out of the way and make sure I did, because that's a very bottom line thing that I want everyone to know. Okay. The main thing is how to get back up after bad things happen. Some people don't understand how you're supposed to actually get right back up even after all kinds of crazy things happen. People go through so many things in life that are incredibly challenging, that it can really pack a punch or hold the heart with all kinds of mess, all type of hatred, anger, all that. But you have to think about, like, okay, I'm in this situation. What am I going to do now? What am I going to change? You have to change. You have to move forward. You have to keep moving no matter what, because it's your life. Some people don't really think that, because like it's supposed to magically happen. No, that doesn't you make it happen. If you feel that there's something that's unjustly, if you feel that there is something that isn't right in your life that you want to change and it frustrates you, it angers you and all that, you make the step to do it. You make the step to turn it the right way, because that's your decision. That's your life. I would never let nobody control me or my life or any situation for me. And I wish that everybody knew that. Every child should know this, because this is the stuff that I used to even talk about even when I was incredibly smaller. I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, talking about certain things like this, and it would freak people out, like, oh my gosh, she's so smart. I'm like, but this is normal. This is what every child should want to encourage or talk about to anybody, for them to be themselves and be comfortable with their life, and make sure to know that things do get better even when you think it's at the worst of the worst. Those are the times when the brightest things come out. Those are the times when you can push and really know yourself. Like, to really pull yourself up like that and keep it moving, that takes strength. I love that type of strength when people actually dust themselves off and get up and go. Because that is a beautiful thing. And I love to see people do that. It's like, I did already say about don't fear being responsible. I'm going to cross off my stuff so I don't forget what I've already, I do this, I ramble, so I'm going to, I'm going to cross it off. Okay, I'm crossing that off. Okay, change even when it hurts. Some people don't understand, like, when it comes to, like, even when stuff is going, like, even when they're in the wrong or even in the right, either way, change. Even when you've done a lot of wrong things and all that, and you feel that you're such an awful person, all kinds of things like that. Okay, so you know this. What are you going to do about it now? You got to move forward. If you want to do something better, to make more of yourself, to actually improve how others think of you or anything of that nature, you need to actually prove this type of thing for yourself first before you even try to even prove anything to anyone else. Because like when you become a better person or any type of those type of things you want to do right, or even in the leading stance, you have to walk the walk, talk the talk, and everything. Don't actually say good things just to say good things. Be an actual good person and take it from your heart and actually mean those words that you're saying. Take that into consideration, because that type of thing, it shines through. It impacts people. It really like gives a punch to, it breathes life into people. When you actually mean exactly what you say and you mean it and take it to heart, that is how you improve. You improve yourself and you improve around everyone else. I already said don't stir in the rough patch. Okay. I already said how to know things will get better. I'm crossing off a lot of stuff already because I talk fast. So, let me just keep on grabbing pens. Okay. Strive for improvement. All the time, even when you think that you have insecurities, if you think you have any type of things of that nature that you say is a problem or something like that, always strive for improvement. Don't beat yourself up on it. Like if you've done anything in the past, any type of things like that, or you have any type of insecurities with yourself, just strive for improvement. Strive for things to keep on going to get better. Don't just keep on going like, oh man, this kind of sucks, this, that, or especially when people have insecurities about their own looks and stuff like that. I want everyone to know that, like, especially when it comes to younger little girls and everything out there, especially because like I know people always love to gravitate to makeup and stuff like that, and thinking that it's gonna cure them of some type of insecurity they have. To me, it makes no sense for anyone to be insecure about their face. It makes no absolute sense, because nobody else is gonna be born or anybody to look exactly like you. That face is the face you have. You were naturally born like that, and I'd say it's a beautiful thing. It's not a problem. And it's like a lot of the times when people have insecurities, they go like, well, I didn't have a problem with my face or this or that. Only when I started being told this about it, or it's from other people. It'd always be from somebody else. Block that out. That has nothing to do with you. Like, that's them. That's what they want to see. You don't have to please everybody through what you look like. Makeup is supposed to be for fun, and also to enhance natural beauty, to give it a compliment to natural beauty, not to hinder it or make an entire new face or any of that. It's also for artistry purposes. Artistry, fun. It's not supposed to like cover up certain things and all that, like, oh my God, I gotta cover this up. No. If everybody looks different, if we all look the same, the world would be boring. It'd be incredibly boring. Don't hinder yourself to thinking that you have to look exactly how somebody else wants you to look in their eyes. It's your life. If you're comfortable with your face or anything of that nature before somebody started talking about you, stay comfortable. I stay comfortable. Like, I like to do this for fun. This is incredibly fun to me. And plus, I know that I don't need makeup because I'm already beautiful. And I say that because I always loved my looks. Because I look like my mother and I look like my family. That gives me a lot of pride and joy, because I look like all my aunties. So for me, it's a heartful thing. It's a family thing for me. So it's like, be proud of how you look. Please don't think that you have to cover it up and all that type of stuff. That's not worth the hassle. Plus, I would throw away all that makeup if I had to do anything for my mother. She told me throw it all away or something like that, or something bad would happen, I'd be like, all right, look, it don't matter. Makeup is not a necessity. It's not a necessity. It is not essential like drinking water or eating food or something like that. It is not needed. It is just for your pure enjoyment. And I hope everybody looks at it that way. Like, hopefully later on someday. Okay, there we go. Okay, I already said about how you make things right even when it's wrong. I already said that. I could go into more detail with that, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, I'm going to also say this. When it comes to things that would be incredibly hard or awful in life or anything like that, or any situation, for me, what really inspire me to always want to push forward or do things right no matter what, It would be about how when it came to learning about my ancestors and stuff like that, about how when it had slavery things and all that type of stuff, how they would strive no matter what to get the right way to happen. Like, it's that type of strength to me. I admire strength a lot. So when it came to that, how they pulled through no matter what was going on, they knew their worth. They knew that they weren't meant to be in bondage. They knew that they weren't meant to be enslaved, any type of thing like that. They knew to push forward. They knew that in their heart, they knew it was wrong. They knew that wasn't for them. They knew that they were worthy of love, affection, and joy, and enjoying their life the actual proper way, instead of being, in bondage mentally and physically. They knew that they were worth it and strived for better. No matter how many things were in their way, anything targeting them, they knew that they were worth it. And they still got through it. I don't really find I don't really give myself any type of excuse to complain about life, honestly. Like, it's not even an excuse. Of course, we have different struggles and stuff like that. But when I look at them, they inspire me to keep moving no matter what's going on. Because just thinking about how we have these little problems and things like that inside of our time period and stuff like that, little things of our little nature or something, and we're feeling low about this. Think about the stuff that they went through, and they still said, I'm worth it and I'm gonna keep going. And I look at that like, you just don't got no way to just go like, well, my day was worse. No, you don't. You don't got no worming through that. You don't got no, cause they oh yeah, bet. They got way much more. And I'm like, if they can do that, I'm pretty sure we can get through this little stuff. That's how I feel about stuff in life. Cause there's, no matter what in life, there's always somebody else that's going through something way worse than you. Even though I'm not saying that your problems are littler compared to them, but it could be way much worse. But you know that you can solve it. It's possible. No matter what, any problem that you have, it is possible to solve. Some way, somehow, it is possible. Just gonna put that one. All right, let me make sure to put all of my things here. Okay. There we go. There's one. There's one that says, never let anyone tell you what you are. Never let anyone label you or tell you what you are. Like anything of any type of awful nature or any of that. Don't let anyone put you in a box of what they think that you are and making that define yourself. You have to know what you are worth. If you know that you are a great person and you know that you can keep on moving or striving forward to do right things, then you know in your heart that you are good. Don't let anyone define who you think you are. Because no matter what, you're the one who's living that life. It's your life. But still, bottom line, this is your decision. To ever think that you're a bad person or to ever think you're a good person. Or just to think you're in the middle. Because people have flaws, even when they're good. People have good, it's a whole bunch of things. This world is a mixture. Okay? But it's seriously, don't let anyone label you to what you supposed to be inside of their mind. It is for you. Your life. Just keep that in mind. Okay, here we go. Here's another thing. I think I have three things. If you are hurting, don't go into certain things of such categories of friendships, relationships, any type of things like that. If you are incredibly deep in pain and things of depression, things of suicidal thoughts, things of this, things of that, get actual real help from professionals. Instead of because sometimes when people have friends or girlfriends or boyfriends and all that, and they're going through depression and awful states of mind, that stuff can actually take a toll on the person that they're around or people that they're around as well. Because that weight, your own mental weight, can also be a blockage to seeing that the other person or other people around you are struggling as well, but then carrying your weight on top. That is a lot to take in for other people as well. And I'm not saying that you're some type of burden, you're this, you're that. No. You just have to know that you're the one who's supposed to take up by the bootstraps, pull them up, and keep things going for you. You have to want to be helped and loved and all that. And of course, it's okay for you to love or be with anyone or have friends, but you have to handle your business. You have to handle your own mental health, because around you and saying more and more negative things around other people, it can actually jurisdict and mess up their own mindsets as well. It can drag them as well as you dragging yourself. So that's a very important thing to know, that you have to get your own mental health and everything of that nature, because not everybody else is going to be able to pull on your weight, because that can drain a person. It can take a toll on them. It can cause all kinds of thoughts inside of their own mind as well as yours. Even though you're trying to vent or get it out or all that type of things of that nature, of course, it's fine for you to get things out. But you have to know at the end of the day, they can't do anything or anything of them telling you it's going to get better or this or that. And they can feed you as much love and affection and appreciation as they can. But it's up for you to listen to them and to actually take those things into action to move forward, for you to actually be better. Like for you to go into a therapist, you go into this, you go into that, for anything for your mental health. It's up to you to hear out that person that is trying to help you. Other than that, you wasting everybody's time. You wasting your own and you wasting theirs. Because if you're not going to take in the love that they're giving you, you're going to make them feel very, very awful. And I just wanted to say that. I know that's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but it's true. Because everybody has their own mental things going on and all kinds of things. So just keep that in mind. And also, don't help people that can't help themselves. And I'm going to say that inside of a mental way of thought. Like if you know somebody that's very going through all kinds of traumatic things and all that, and it's in their own like jurisdiction and mind, and they're saying things and all that, and you're trying to help them and push them up, but if they're complaining, they're this, they're that, and don't actually move forward to do anything about it, they have to learn for themselves. You can't pull them to make them like, for example, my mother always says this: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can't. It has to be the horse's decision. It has to be that person's decision to want to take in that positivity that you're giving them. Because you can't do it for them. Or you'll literally mentally drag yourself out. Because I've had all kinds of experiences throughout my life of helping all kinds of people. Even since I was in middle school, for God's sake. But still, you can be giving them all kinds of love and appreciation, affection, any type of thing to make them better, or show them or give them examples of how others can strive and thrive and do better. But you can't make them take it in and actually go like, oh, well, I can do that. Because they have to do that themselves. Other than that, you're going to tire yourself out. And then for the fact of why that's the last thing actually. Love yourself. That's very important. I know that people love to say, yeah, love yourself, love everybody else, or whatever, to like sound good or whatever. But seriously, loving yourself is a main priority of your life. It is the most foundational priority for you. Because when you love yourself, you can't really truly love everybody else the exact way you're supposed to. Because when you have self-love, it actually shines through and it really impacts other people in a much beautiful, brighter way. Because honestly, when you hinder your own love for yourself, you hinder the love that you give off to other people as well. And that's a huge fact. Because honestly, when you think about people that have their own mental states and mental problems and beating up on themselves, and they're in relationships or in friendships and all that, they're not giving their real 100% to them, because they're not even giving their own real 100% to themselves. So the way how they treating themselves is sometimes how they'll actually end up treating you. And I know that some people don't really think about that. Like there's a thick line like, well, no, that person will talk to me about this or be that kind of way to me. But still, the way that they treat themselves, the way that someone treats themselves, they can eventually treat somebody else that way, inside of a wrong way or anything of that nature. And that's why, like when people have certain frustration or anger or anything of that nature. Oh, thank you for calling me that. But still, I'm looking at the chats. But still, it's like, you're gonna lose my train of thought. But, oh my goodness. But still, no matter what, even when people like, okay, there we go, I remembered. When people have their own frustration and things built and all that, it does eventually come out and they can affect other people, even when they don't even mean to. It can even, like, they can affect other people around them because of the pent up stuff that they have inside, and it affects other people all around them because they don't know how to handle their own anger or frustration or problems and stuff like that nature. You can keep on giving people help as much as you want, but they have to help themselves. They have to make that decision to move forward for themselves. Other than that, you need to go off and go ahead and help others that actually want that help, that actually want and desire that. And also, because when you love yourself, you can be able to help anybody in the world that you really feel that actually wants help. Because it makes it much better. It makes it much easier. You're more genuine. You're more kinder. You feel more pure in every single type of way. Because you're giving your all in the best way possible. So I really do encourage everyone to truly love themselves in the most beautiful way possible. Take some days for yourself. Get to know you. And it's the best thing ever. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to say on the live. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it. So, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, and I did think about this. I do want to say this before I get off. I'm going to say this. I have been thinking about finally making a YouTube channel. I've thought about it. My cousin, she's going to be very happy because she's been telling me to make a YouTube channel for a long time. She told me to make a YouTube channel for years. Ever since I was incredibly little, she's wanted me to do this. She's probably going to freak out. And plus, I've had people all around me telling me to please make a YouTube channel. I'm like, I don't know how. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going to learn how to do it. Yeah, I'll take this into consideration. So thanks for watching. And I've thought about the exact thing I'm going to use for my YouTube channel slogan thing. Even though I like to say hi guys and do this, I still like to say hello humans because it sounds funny and people don't expect it. Bye y'all.